Good evening, all my coloring friends and also art enthusiasts. This is Jen, the Coloring Cat Mom here. I'm coming to you today in hopes to introduce a new concept for a weekly video series that I've been chomping at the bit for about almost 2 years to start hosting for you guys. I would like to soft launch it at this time to kind of like let y'all, understand what I'm trying to introduce to you and, what I'm trying to show you with this type of video series. So I'm going to get into it now. I'm calling this video series hashtag Coloring Tool Tuesdays. And with that is going to be a weekly video series that I will introduce helpful coloring tools, travel accessories for your coloring stuff, storage options, different things that are coloring and or art related. But what I'm trying to do specifically with this is to show you what you can do on a budget. Because I know a lot of you guys, I'm not going to sit there and say that all of you, but the vast majority of the coloring community is probably comprised of disabled or intellectually disabled people. And with that comes government assistance, i.e. pensions, wherever you are in the world. I'm sure your country calls it something different than the U.S. does. I mean, and even that is limited. Like, you only get, like, whatever they give you and whatever you qualify for. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you are, having to make pinch pennies and build long wish lists because of how things are going in this world right now, as far as like the cost of everything going up: food, supplies, books, PDFs, everything's going up, now due to the tariffs and the trade wars and whatever else is going on. Makes it 10 times worse for, people to get what they need and also be mindful of their budget. So I'm hoping that this ends up being a weekly helpful video series for you guys. Anybody, not just the disabled, anybody that's looking to like cut cost or pinch a penny here or there. Hopefully, I can help teach you how to, find and identify budget things, at low cost to help you out. Okay. So this first product that I'm going to show you, I honestly have seen it, like, I want to say a couple years ago in store, but I was unfortunate enough to get there in time before they were all bought out. So this is what I'm going to show you. They come in a pack of 2 like this. Like, I'll show you them open. I mean, not with anything in it, and then with what I chose to store in it. So here are, pardon me, 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, so here I have a set, and then this one. This one is just to show you that they come like this, like so. And I bought them from my local Dollar Tree. And for those of you who do not know what Dollar Tree is, it is a dollar store here in the United States that they're kind of like a closeout dollar store. So basically it's like, get it while it's there, because you may not see it for a while, if ever again. So, and like I said, I've been chomping at the bit and waiting a couple years to get these items. So I was finally lucky to score 3 of them for myself and 1 for a dear friend of mine. So I'm hoping that will help her out with, certain things, even if it ain't color relating. I mean, you can use these things for anything. They're like the knockoff Caboodle, I want to say Take It totes, or like the Care Pack totes. But as you can see, like, I use this one for erasers and a pencil sharpener. And sometimes, like, with these, they're a bit more fragile of a pencil sharpener. So what I did was, again, I bought them from the dollar store. Velcro dots. And I applied one to the bottom of the container and then one to the back of the sharpener. And that way the sharpener stays in place. The only thing I have to worry about detaching would be the base. But as long as it's like in here, it should be fine. So, I mean, that just gives you an option of what you can store in the small one as far as coloring supplies. And this, I believe I got a couple years ago on Amazon. And if you want my honest opinion, I think I got them for $10 for 4 of them. And I've had to repair one of these pink ones already. One of them broke and I ended up burying it with my cat that passed away that loved to sit here and color with me. She's kind of like the reason I ended up starting the Coloring Cat Mom channel and groups and stuff. So, little memento to go with her into, over the Rainbow Bridge. You can judge me if you want. It's fine. Everybody grieves differently. So, but like I said, back to the sharpener. They break very easily. Matter of fact, I had to glue one this morning. Super glue the sharpener back to the base this morning on another one. So I kind of gave them like what I feel like is a fair review, because they are kind of flimsy. If you drop them once, they break. If you have a pencil that's got, you know, a little bit of a dry wood to it, you know, that's kind of a hard to sharpen outside of an electric sharpener, you know, it's going to break it. So it's kind of like, you know, buyer beware if you choose to buy it. I'm sure there are other companies that sell the same product that might be just a bit sturdier. But like I said, buyer beware, you know, they can be very flimsy. This eraser is a Staedtler Mars Plastic wedge eraser that I got from blip.com. And then these little guys are Pentel, I want to say plastic eraser cap erasers. They're kind of comparable to the Staedtler Mars Plastic, but I do notice that they do pick up pigment and stain it, and it does transfer if you're not careful. So if you're going to use these particular cap erasers, make sure you clean them before you like use it on your page. These I got from Walmart for, I want to say at the time $1.92, but the price may have changed by now. But I will try to link everything that I show you in this video in the description. So basically this is kind of what I, you know, since it's very small, you know, you can, you know, kind of limited on what coloring supplies you can actually put in a small container. I mean, if you had a pair of collapsible scissors, they could go in here very well. I just don't have any at the moment. But I mean, I could see a pair of collapsible scissors going in there, some band-aids if you wanted to use it like a first aid kit type thing. Batteries if you have, like, you know, battery operated sharpeners that you use, whatever the case may be. It'd be great to hold stuff like that. Okay, that's just to give you an idea of the small one. Now, the larger one, sorry about the cat hair. My cats have been all over the place lately. But in the larger ones, you have a bit more space. And like this one, I didn't fill up, as you can see. The other one, I kind of filled up more. But like, if you were like on the go with your coloring supplies, like I accidentally stumbled across these, which are eyeshadow brushes at Dollar Tree. And to be honest with you, I was shocked when I just off a whim tried them to see if I could watercolor paint with them, and I can. So in another video I will demonstrate how these work for watercoloring and painting, even though they're meant for eyeshadow, because I originally bought them to do soft pastel work with, but I mean, they seem to work better as a watercolor brush than a soft pastel tool. So, and then like I said, you got your 2 smaller water pens that fit in here and a dotting tool. I mean, just a few things to like kind of let you know what you can store in here. And this spot is for my bigger eraser that I will show you in another video in the future. But yeah, these are excellent like tools to like, you know, little containers to, you know, do pretty much anything with if you want, you know, not just coloring. Like I said, first aid kits, you know, you could put, you know, girly supplies in there, you know, cosmetics, tissues. I mean, the sky's the limit. And like I said, they are a very hot product at Dollar Tree right now. And the last time they had them, it took them a couple years to get them back in stock. So, and again, disclaimer, and I will say this in each video, or I will try to remember to, that disclaimer, that Dollar Trees do not have the same products. Like, they do not all stock the same products. A lot of their products are different, and they are, you know, unique to, like, the stores themselves. So, just, you know, just understand, because I'm showing you this product doesn't mean your local dollar store may or may not have them. So, just beware of that. And the resellers, I have nothing against them. Do what you do. It's your hustle, but it is kind of frustrating to beat the resellers. I will say that. But, okay, here's another example before I move on from these boxes of how you can use the smaller one. Like, you can also stack them inside each other if you're not using them, which is, like, better for storage and space-wise if you're not using them. But here is what I used another one for. Travel size makeup brushes to keep them all together, because, you know, just sometimes you need more compact things to, you know, take on the go with you to travel to color, because, you know, full-size products, you know, sometimes with storage and, you know, space you're working with don't make sense. So, you know, it's always good to have a smaller set, like a travel set, to have on handy. And I have, like, I think 4 different ones in here. I keep them on hand for, like I said, travel, and like the different sizes too. Like these two, let's see here. Let me find the full set so I can like explain my method to my madness. Alright, so I'll explain what this thing's good for in another video, but it's another tool that I find very helpful. Okay, so here's this one set. Okay, you have your 2 puffy brushes and your 2 whatever brushes. So what I find is that these brushes here are really good to like use as like sort of like a broom on your coloring pages, because like I'm pretty sure those that are heavy-handed that color with pencils, I'm sorry for shaking the screen, but I know some of you that are heavy-handed like me that color with pencils tend to leave dust behind on your pencils. And you know, those who use inkjet printers know that the ink's water soluble. So if you blow on it, like simply go like on it, you end up leaving like spittle particles that like fly out of your mouth unknowingly, land on the page, and sometimes can land on the lines and really mess them up. So basically what I do is I try to use one of these guys to kind of like just gently brush them away, to kind of like try to cut down on the amount of I guess transfer the dust particles into the paper, because depending on the pigment you may or may not be able to get rid of it. So it's like really frustrating when like let's say a red blends into an unintended part that's not supposed to be red, and it's supposed to be a lighter color, and you color it the lighter color, but it still shows the specks of red even though you erase it completely, or try to. So it's like, I found that like this type of thing cuts down on that. And I believe these were purchased in around Christmas time at Five Below. And they were like a $3 set, and it came with like a little pouch that you could slide them in, but I just don't have a pouch handy with me right now. But yes, like I said, it's always good to have a travel set of stuff on you, because, I mean, just for an instance, let's get rid of these guys. Alright, I have two sharpeners that I use regularly. One for at home use and one for when I travel or, you know, go to another room or something like that. I don't want to carry my main sharpener with me because of its size. Okay, let's see. I have this Taihu rechargeable electric sharpener. And you can see he's kind of big. Like, you know, he's not a small, compact sharpener. But again, Dollar Tree has occasionally, usually around back to school time, these guys. They're battery operated. They're not rechargeable. And they take AAA batteries. So, you know, they're battery operated. But it's a lot smaller and a lot more compact to travel with versus this big guy. So, like I said, one of my coloring advices that I like to pass on to those who ask me for advice is, it may seem stupid at first, but if you're one of those that takes your supplies to doctor's appointments, on vacations, on road trips, or whatever have you, or even if you go to a friend's house and want to take your supplies with you, it's always good to have a travel version handy, because that will cut down on the amount of stuff you have to carry and pack and lug around and possibly break. So it's always helpful for that to have a travel size of certain stuff you use. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to show you today for Coloring Tool Tuesday, and this is going to be one that y'all probably are going to be, some of you are going to be scratching your heads at. But since Easter is Sunday, I unexpectedly found a solution that is somewhat Easter themed, and it's really cute. And to me, I don't mind leaving it out year round, but some people will and some people won't. You know, it just depends on your own personal view, or however you want to, like, you know, handle it. So like I said, in honor of Easter being on Sunday, I present to you Easter themed storage containers. And I know you're probably looking at this like, Cat Mom, what the heck are you doing here with this? Like, what is your method to your madness with this? And I'll tell you, I have been searching far and wide for storage ideas for certain items, and nothing that I've come across has made complete sense to me. But I was in Dollar Tree a couple weeks ago, and I come across these items. And I pondered to myself, what if I could use these to store things, like my coloring stuff, like my minor supplies? So I picked up a couple packs of each and decided to bring them home and give it a test run. So, as you can see, this guy here, they open like this. And I mean, yes, you can't pack too many, you know, things in it, but like, it would be good for like traveling with like a small manual sharpener, a couple cap erasers, some Q-tips, you know, whatever have you. You can, you know, you can put that in there and store it, and they stay closed pretty well. Like, you know, I've dropped it and it pops open, you know, but it, you know, but usually in a bag it stays together pretty good and it doesn't pop open and release your stuff everywhere. However, I would not use it for liquid because I have not tested its seal proof ability yet to see if it would leak. I may test that at a later date and get back to you on that and let y'all know what I figured out. But for now, I just don't recommend you putting any liquid in it. But these are sold in a pack of 4. And they have, I guess, a little hole where you could run a lanyard through it or a string through it, make necklaces out of it for party favors. But me thinking out of the box, I figured, what the hell, why not? It looks cute. They do have them in the color blue. I've seen them in blue. They don't just come in pink. And they also have yellow chick shaped ones, and they have orange carrot shaped ones as well. So again, another Dollar Tree find, 4-pack for $1.25. If you're lucky enough to find them right now, then good for you, because right now the pickings are getting very slim because of how close it's getting to Easter, and Dollar Tree doesn't normally restock a lot of things close to the holiday. So, you know, basically, if you're lucky enough to find them and want to try them, go for it, because I really think they're cute. You know, cute way to store, like I said, I got like some pencil grips in here. And so I also use them to collect shavings from my manual pencil sharpener, so I don't have to make like several trips to the garbage can if you don't have a garbage can handy next to you while you're coloring. So, I mean, that's a few good ways you could use these guys. Now, this guy, he has feet, so he stands up like this, but I used one to put my manual sharpeners in, and then another one, as you can see, my blender sponges are in it, because it could stand up. It's cute. Like, I wouldn't mind looking at this all year round, even though it's Easter. It's a cute bunny. So, I mean, that's just me. I mean, somebody else may not feel like that and be like, Cat Mom, you've lost your mind, you know. And that's fine. To each its own. I'm not trying to thrust my opinion on anybody. I'm just sharing what I found along the way. You decide whether you like it or not, and that's totally fine and totally up to you. But yes, these come in a 3-pack from Dollar Tree. Again, another thing, if you're lucky enough to find it and want to try it, great. I recommend it. And then finally, these guys. These guys come in a pack of 4. Pink, purple, white, and blue. Dollar Tree again, same thing. They're like Easter eggs, but they're bunny shaped. They do have a tendency to sit up okay, depending on what you put in it. Like, they can and will sit. So, I mean, you can even use them as decorations for Easter if you wanted to, and you want to use them for coloring supplies. I mean, you can, the sky's the limit with what you really want to do with them if you have a good enough imagination. So, but basically, I use them for coloring supply storage. Like, one of these guys has these guys in it, which sometimes I use when I go to spray my art, because the wind sometimes kicks up and blows the page up. So instead of wasting fixative, I'll affix one of these guys to each corner on the clipboard when I spray it. That way the wind doesn't blow it up and kick it up. But I mean, another $1.25 find. They're called glue dots. But yes, I have, some stored in here. And then in this guy, you almost fell off the table. And in this guy, sorry about the cat hair, I have paper clips, because like sometimes when I'm coloring, I will, try to put the bleed page behind the coloring page, and sometimes it will move or shift. So I sometimes use paper clips to hold it in place to where it doesn't move as easy. So, just another freebie tip. But yeah, all these things that I've showed you, except for the Taihu or Tihu sharpener and the purple glitter makeup brushes, have all Dollar Tree finds. I got them at Dollar Tree between December and recent. So, I hope this video, helps you out and gives you an idea that, if you think outside the box, possibilities are endless, 1, and 2, that if you think hard enough, you can basically ball out on a budget with coloring supplies. Get some cute, cute holders and, different little things. Even if you don't choose to use them for coloring related. I mean, all of them, are as, good, things that I found at a dollar store for $1.25 a piece. So, I mean, I hope it helps somebody or helps give somebody an idea. Hope you, pass it along as, good advice. Well, anyway, that will be all for our first Coloring Tool Tuesday video. I hope you tune in next week for another episode or installment of Coloring Tool Tuesday. Again, I am Jen, the Coloring Cat Mom, Bolton. If you wish to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Facebook at Jennifer, the Coloring Cat Mom, Bolton. You can find me on Instagram at the Coloring Cat Mom, or you can simply like or subscribe to my videos and follow me here. I do a lot of my announcing on my content though on Instagram and Facebook, so if you want to keep up to date with when I'm launching new content and stuff like that, that would probably be your best bet. So until next time, be safe everyone, be kind, be well, and again, spread love, not hate. Take care. Bye now.